What's up? Kumusta? Nagbabalik ang Recall and it's been a long break but welcome back. Sa inyong lingkod nga pala si Leo at your service for tonight's broadcast. We're gonna be looking back at Week 7 of MPL Philippines and forward to Week 8, the MDL playoffs, and of course MPL Indonesia Season 11. Natapos ang Grand Finals and they crowned the new champion. We're talking about all of that and more on tonight's show. But before that, real quick, we would like to thank all the folks who are making this show possible. Maraming salamat sa Dark League Studios, the new home of Recall. We've been here for a couple of months now and could not be any happier. As well, thank you so much to our official timing partner, TW Steel by Armory. You can use the code DLS20 upon checkout to get 20% off on non-sale items, okay? You can check their official website at www.armory.ph. Again, that code DLS20 upon checkout, and that works for non-sale items. As well, if you're looking to upgrade your gear, go and check out our friends from Asus ROG. And ROG currently has Gear Fest. You can get up to 50% off on ROG gaming gear with 15,000 pesos worth of gifts for free. Saan mangyayari to? Well, it's gonna be happening at Complink and ROG Concept Stores at SM Mega Mall on April 15. Ayan, so it's this month, alright? Just a couple of days from now. So kung mag-upgrade tayo, go ahead and keep the Gear Fest in mind. As well, thank you so much to our official chicken partner. That's Chicken Juicy by Magnolia. Ito sila, you wanna hear this? Hear that crunch? Chicken Juicy is the home of the juiciest, most flavorful fried chicken you've ever tasted. Chicken Juicy, the #1 gaming snack and chicken of champions. That's Chicken Juicy. As well, wait lang. You may have heard these crunches last night if you were tuned in to Chill Zone, hosted by our good friend Toriyama. Kasama niya kagabi ang dalawa sa pinaka-energetic, explosive at pinaka-mabilis magsalita ang caster sa Pilipinas. Of course, Rapcast ng Pinas, Yako Ron and Yako Tupe were on the show last night and boy, did they share their stories. If you haven't yet, go ahead. Check out the broadcast, alright? After this show, panoorin niyo Chill Zone kagabi because it airs every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Now, for those of you wondering, kailan ba namin makapanood si Yako Ron, si Yako Tupe sa PBA Sports Bakbakan? Kailan ba yung playoffs niyan? Alright, stay tuned on when and where it's gonna happen. But don't worry, it's gonna happen, alright? Don't worry, top 4 will be showing up. And as I've always been saying throughout the whole run of Recall, I think Barangay Never's gonna take it, alright? But that's neither here nor there. As well, watch out for Rise of Agents for Valorant, alright? Dark League Studios is putting up a Valorant tournament for all of you Valorant players coming up soon. So, watch out for that. Like and follow Dark League Studios on social media for more updates. Now, let's get on with the show. Pasok natin ang ating mga guests. They are MDL Originals. They're good friends of mine. Very proud of them. Very happy to have them on the show. It's JMTZ and Athena. Kumusta?
Yon. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat and welcome sa amin dito sa Ryut. Welcome sa amin. Winelcome ko na sarili ko.
Pinangunan.
Good to be back. Siyempre dito sa Dark League
yes.
Studios.
Para sa hindi nakakaalam, JMTZ was once an employee of Dark League. Actually, one of the first employees of the company here.
Employee number 16 or 14.
A Dark League original.
Dark League original.
Yeah! MDL Original and Dark League Original.
Yeah.
Happy to have you on. Athena, kumusta?
Ayan, thanks you. Wow, thank you for the invite. Siyempre, it's an honor din to be part ng Recall sa wakas. Ayan, dati nanonood kami, natupad na. Shoutout nga ba sa mama at papa ko?
On-site na sa wakas. This is my fourth year.
Shoutout, ayan.
Actually, yes. Since the inception of the show, syempre magkakilala ko na si Athena at si JMTC noon. But, refresh me, is this your first time on the show proper? To be
Fourth.
part of Recall?
This is my fourth.
Your fourth
Yeah.
Recall, your first.
Yes?
Yan na.
Debut.
Debut.
Debut!
My debut.
Ano, ano ka? Recall rookie.
Oh! Nagkakasubukan tayo.
Yan na.
Okay, so dun sa mga hindi nakakilala sa ating mga guests tonight, real quick, kwento nyo naman, how did you guys end up in esports? How did you guys end up as MDL Originals? And ano ang siguro brief history nyo sa ating larangan? Athena, we can start with you.
Honestly, for the first time na nag-shoutcast ako, it was for a MMORPG game. And then sadly sabi ko parang may kulang eh. Hindi ako ganun ka-explosive mag-cast kapag sa mga RPG games because you're storytelling at the same time medyo matagal din yung facing. And then, while I was playing Mobile Legends, niyaya ako ng pinsan ko, may nakita siyang poster na naghahanap sila ng caster for MLBB. Sabi ko, sige, go ko na. And sakto kakatapos na ng season 1 ng MPL nasa MOA pa ginanap. And then, the rest is history. Kahit na isang kahigisan to ka mag-casting rate noon, okay lang kasi passion ng puhunan.
Yep, and here you are. You ended up on desk with the handsome Jose Ingan.
Jose Ingan!
Yan, and you are now an MDL original. Before this, we were playing clips of the Caster Search 2022.
Yes.
And para sa mga hindi nakakaalam, si Athena ay isa sa mga pinaka, how do I say, persevering talents na nakilala ko sa buong mundo. She never gave up, was there the first time around, came back the second, and now here you are.
Hindi ko tinantanan kasi syempre, yung mga role model ko, alam ko nabanggit ko to in numerous interviews, kahit sa ibang mga news outlet. I always say na sila periods back, inulit nila yung pagsasabi ng Pilipinas, paano pa? Ako sa MPL Caster Search, and nagbunga siya. And now, I'm part of the MDL. MDL Originals kasi season 1 pa lang din naman. And sa mga susunod na season, hopefully, part pa rin kami niyan.
And eventually your dream. I still believe in you somewhere, somehow.
Yep.
You're gonna make it. And that's why we're here. JM, your turn. You were part of Caster Search 2021.
Batch 1.
Oo, batch 1. Pero I'm sure narinig na ng mga manonood ang bosses mo even before that. Tell us your story.
Yeah, I'm a part of academe, teacher for the past 8 years. Then pandemic struck. Yun nga, so naisip ko na parang una naghanap ako ng mga pagkatrabahuan bukod sa pagiging teacher. Kaya I end up with casting. Magic Chess, yan. Doon ako nag-start. And then, yun nga, nagtuloy-tuloy na mag-improve hanggang sa, yun, nag-try sa Caster Search ng 2021. Yun, and luckily, nakapasok, and yun na, tuloy-tuloy na. So, casting-wise, di lang talaga casting yung parang nag-work din ako on back-end, script writing, referee, iba-iba, all sorts of stuff bago ako makapunta talaga ng MDL. Kumbaga, kung sa iba, parang their pathway is casting all throughout. Ako, inikot ko muna lahat ang ins and outs of esports. Yun. Luckily, nakapasok din, MDL.
Yep. And how perfect, just to round it out, kasama mo dun sa clip na yon ay isa sa mga best friend ni Athena, it's Baymax.
Oo.
And you guys ended up the same place as well.
Tatlo rin kami napasok din for MDL, and I'm so happy kasi syempre sabay-sabay kami nag-grind even
Yes.
before for Juicy Legends to be specific. Tatlo kami dong resident caster, and then when the time came na may MPL caster search, sabay-sabay din kami nag-audition. But sadly, for the first batch, hindi ako nakalusot for top 8. Pero nung second batch, niyaya ko talaga si Baymax. Sabi ko, go mo ulit. Kasi he was actually a former MPL talent before then, for the previous seasons. And now, na nasa MDL kami, we're still reaching for our dreams, as you've mentioned nga, Coach. At di namin tatantanan yun.
Papaganda na ng documentary yan.
Mapaganda ng documentary.
May lower bracket pa.
Mayroon pa.
Diretso lang. Diretso lang.
Diretso lang.
And unlike a tournament, walang laglagan dito.
Wala.
Diba? You just keep going, just keep going. Speaking of lower brackets,
Ayan na.
let's talk about our first headline this time around. And I don't know. Mixed feelings going into this topic. Let's talk about an international event. One of the few tournaments that was airing during Holy Week that I think one of the reasons why tutok tayo doon.
Lahat.
Let's talk about the MPL Indonesia Season 11 playoffs into the grand finals. Very similar format sila sa MPL Philippines.
Yes.
If anything, tayo yata yung gumaya sa kanila. Sila unang nag-franchise.
Sila yung mas nauna.
Oo. And we might go backwards here, but we had a few Filipino players and teams starting out, no? BTR was playing, got knocked out. Geek Slate was playing, got knocked out. And I believe the results should show that in the first round kasi grand finals na ito. But here is where things got spicy. Alter Ego, I really was hoping Alter Ego was gonna pull through. Kwento nyo naman sa akin, at what point kayo nanood or what point kayo na-invest sa S11 playoffs?
Siguro ako muna, ano pa talaga, since M2 World Championship, ay napukaw na talaga ng Alter Ego yung attention ko. So, since then, hati na yung panonood ko talaga ng MPL, Indo, then Philippines. So, I was rooting for Teleboy talaga since then. Kaya, sayang, di siya nakapasok. And what a way to, parang every season, parang puro heartbreaks eh. There's one season na panalo na sila, tapos naglag yung isang player. I think that's Ahmad, if not mistaken. Naglag yung phone niya for short 20 seconds during the last clash. Tapos nung namatay siya, then the rest, yun yung na-eliminate sila ng EVOS during that time. And then, yun pa, reverse sweep.
Yep.
Sakit.
Speaking of, EVOS is a reverse sweep machine
Yes.
throughout the playoffs.
Throughout.
And as much as I'd like, I'll agree, JM, Alter Ego, silang ginusto ko sanang
Yeah.
Isa din talaga.
mag-Grand Finals
Crowd favorite.
and mag-MSC, right?
Uncrowned Kings.
Oo.
They're the uncrowned Kings.
Kings. Oh my gosh.
And itong lineup nila, di ba? Itong main 5 nila ngayon. Ano yan? 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5 ay yung hype machine nung M2.
Yeah.
Di ba nandiyan pa rin si Chelly Boy,
Chelly Boy.
andyan si Udil, andyan si Pai.
Pai.
And yun na yun, di ba? Tapos newer dudes. From there, we miss
Yeah.
Leo Murphy. Leos Murphy.
Kasi it's heartbreaking din talaga. Like, you're also supporting your Philippine teams, but at the same time, pag nakikita mo kasi na, oh my gosh, kahit di natin sila like nationality or kababayan, pero ang sakit makita rin kasi you're seeing the heartaches and the sacrifices na ginagawa rin nila along the way. And as you've mentioned nga, di ba, like, it's okay to watch them, you know, need to bash them at all costs din. Pero imagine din kasi like, nandun na rin sila eh. Kung tayo nga na-frustrate tayo pag nalalaglag yung Philippine teams, what more na sila mismo naglalaro.
Yeah. And yun din yung rason kung bakit parang let go ko na lang yung... Again, very nostalgic. Sa totoo lang, ang Alter Ego, right?
Yeah. Super.
We were all calling the action from when they won MPL-I 2020 into M2.
Yes.
Nakita ko kung gaano kainit yung Bren versus AE rivalry in the real. Like, I saw it right there. Pero sabi ko, okay lang. EVOS worked hard for this, right?
Yes.
EVOS worked hard for this. They deserve to be in the grand finals just as much as anybody, but not more than Onic. Onic Esports talaga yung whole nother level.
Yeah.
Which I think we'll show here. Silang dalawa na grand finals, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
EVOS and Onic.
They're the new Kage for me. Kasi back in
Lahat
season...
sila Kage.
Yeah. Back in season 3 when Anti-Mage is there, Udil is there, diba? Nandiyan si Psycho, si Sasa na nasa MPL Malaysia na ngayon. Ano sila eh, parang same din nung trajectory na almost undefeated din sila. And now, seeing this one, di man lang natalo sila nung buong playoffs. Oh my, grabe.
Revved up yung engine talaga ng
Oo.
Onic eh. And imagine, di ba? Ito yung sinabi din ng casters and for MPL-ID na they made it look easy, but it wasn't easy. Kasi imagine ninyo, di ba? Like they have around 92% win rate nung regular season. Wow, naging statistics na. And then pagpasok ng playoff, 100% win rate. Di ba? It was all a sweep na nga lang din.
Okay. Impressive na yung 92 over a regular season eh.
Yun lang eh.
Pero yung 100 in the playoffs,
Yes. Imagine
Grabe.
like...
sulit yung 8% talo.
And lalo nung pagpasok nila ng Grand Finals, the first game, yun yung naging mood setter eh.
Yeah.
Exactly nung binigay yung Fanny ni Kyrie,
Tapos na.
yung reaction ko ganito.
Wala
Gumanon
na.
talaga
GG
ako.
na.
Like,
Ano
sabi
yan?
ko, oh my gosh, Fanny. And then, Sans with a virtual Valentina pick as well.
Yeah.
Gilasan.
Sobrang gigil na gigil and it was a cherry on top
Yeah.
for the lineup.
Okay. So, again, just to put it into perspective, iwan na natin lahat ng ibang mga teams as much as we love Coach Pau, the Solution Marky, Baloy, and Jana. Like, they're all awesome, right? Pero
Yes.
right now, it's just Coach Yeb and Kyrie out of Onic, and of course, the rest of EVOS legends and Dilar. So, totoo
And
lang,
Dilar.
I have to be honest, right?
Yes.
The reason why
Dilar.
a lot of us were rooting against EVOS was because of the whole Dilar situation.
Yeah, eto na ba
Yes.
yun? Yun na yung iniintay ko din eh. Actually, I was rooting for EVOS ng 1%
Kasi
compared sa... Dahil kay Dilar.
I was actually torn. Kung ikaw 1%, ako 50-50 to be honest. Kasi there's Kyrie and there's also Dilar. Kasi si Dilar, nasundan ko yung journey niya before, especially nung nag-first runner siya, hindi lang isang beses siya nag-runner up.
Countless
Imagine that. And sumugal pa siya sa ibang bansa. And nag-tweet pa nga siya, I don't know if it's last night or isang araw, sabi niya, he misses his family. So, grabe na yung sacrifice niya to the point na gusto niya na talaga yung championship title na yun. Kaso, that's Onic eh.
Yun eh.
Okay. So, interestingly enough, they only show the main fives here, right? Yung mga naglalaro. And Onic only really has a main five. EVOS has a main five also. And wala naman nagbago during the playoffs.
Yeah.
Question. At MSC, let's say, MSC, if I'm not mistaken, 7 or 8 lang yata ang pwede mo padala. That's been the standard from all the international events from the past couple of years. Kasama ba si Dilar dun sa 7 or 8 ni EVOS Legends? Diba? So baka magbago yung dynamic ng Filipino cheering.
Yan
Baka mas madali na para sa atin. Kasi kung hindi kasama si Dilar doon, him being the resident content legend or...
Yeah, content legend,
Or
yung,
something
yun
like-
yung term para
Oo,
sa kanya.
Something like that. Hindi mas madali. Like, I'm just speaking from a personal level. As like, okay.
If you're going to cheer, then
Oo. Okay, Onyx na lang.
And
Onyx.
I think may chance naman. Kasi on their lineup, they have Persic, na feeling ko pasok talaga doon sa 7.
Pwedeng
Kasi
kapalitan ni Taz.
siya kapalitan ni Taz.
Oo.
And then, after that,
Pen.
wala, si Pendragon, no?
kapalitan ni,
Pendragon,
Cyclops.
alam ko, XP lane din sa tatlo sila yun.
Sa XP
It's-
to.
either
Pero for me,
Pendragon.
parang maganda rin kayo papasok nila for the 7 si Dilar. Although it
7 or
might
8,
be
diba?
heartbreaking. Pero that's Dilar that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Nakita natin sa mga streams niya, he still
Kaya
plays.
pa eh.
And kaya niya pa naman actually
Okay.
talagang sumabay.
Just the same way na sinama si Billy sa MSC 2022.
Bakit
Yes.
hindi?
Bakit hindi, di ba?
Yeah.
Like, Billy had very little reason to play. And I think confirmed naman, EVOS Legends, masaya naman sila sa performance ni Dilar as a content legend or a content creator for them. Sama niyo na.
Sama nyo na.
And even on the airtime, nakita natin, di ba, sa backstage, binibigyan din siya.
Parating nakakapit si Kuya
Yeah.
Gerald, di ba?
Think twice.
Pasok niyo na po.
Oh, di
Dilar
ba?
in.
Right?
Think twice.
Di ba? Okay, so I think Gion, either way, win-win yan. Win-win yun eh.
Yes.
If Dilar goes, okay. If Dilar doesn't, mas madali mag-cheer.
Okay
kasi,
lang.
Onyx, diba?
Onyx na. And speaking of which, Onyx is on a whole nother level. I think, ano sila? Ito, here's a hard question and
Yeah.
I think folks watching as well can answer. Saan mas malapit ang laro ng Onyx Esports? Pinoy ML or Indo ML?
Para sa akin, Indo ML pa rin talaga yung laruan nila. Ang mas lapit sa laro ng Pinoy sa akin is EVOS eh. Siguro baka maging controversial pero EVOS, they showed us na on the international scene ibang uri ng Tigre sila eh. And they proved us nung ISF.
That's right.
And then nung nung itong Onyx naman kasi with the same lineup, parang MSC, di sila nakapasok ng playoffs eh. Parang group stage pa lang.
Ibang lineup yun.
Ibang lineup yun.
Oo, that's
And
it.
then nung eto namang M4, parang
Malalim din.
Malalim din pero kung titingnan natin, parang nakikita ko na mas may angas tong EVOS pagdating sa international scene.
Okay.
Kaya,
So yung talo nila dito na 4-0, gagamitin nila.
gagamitin pa eh.
Gagamitin.
Yun yung nanonostra ko na kaya medyo lapit siya sa
Even
parang machine.
Echo, bumawi ng
even
M4.
Echo. Yeah, M4 ginawa din ng Echo so
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
so
my storyline.
JM, you think it's EVOS who's closer to the PH playstyle? Athena?
Onyx Indo talaga, definitely. Aside from the recalls, kasi tinatry ko siyang bilangin.
Ang
Nung
hirap.
una.
Ibang stat
Pero-
yan.
ibang stat.
Pero iba talaga yan. And actually, I agree with what JM said. Although it might be controversial. Kasi if we would base it din naman kasi, even on the lineup, the setups, and the games that they're trying to play, especially onto the grand finals, doon ko masasabi na hawig din. Kaso nga lang, di ba, that's a 4-0 that we're talking about.
Yun.
Medyo malaking impact yon and sobrang bibilis ng mga laban na yon kung ikaw compare natin
40.
sa ibang season
Yes.
sila.
Yes, walang average above 18, 19.
Nope.
Okay. So, I think it's that same, sabihin natin, conflict in EVOS na they're trying a style that has got them this far. Nakapasok silang Grand Finals dahil sa, sabihin natin, adaptation nila ng meta natin. Pero Onyx, parang gets nila eh. Mas malinis yung pagkakaintindi ng Onyx. And that's why it's a cleaner game. Kaya kaya nilang mang-recall, kaya nilang mang-sweep.
Yep.
And that feeds into my juicy moment of the week. Alright? Direct play natin dito. My juicy moment of the week was a clear sign that something was wrong. You see how clean and how efficient Onyx is? And then, in the face of Coach Age, the face of Coach Age says the whole story. Right? If your coach looks like that and you walk back into the holding area and you're at match point, I don't know how to feel if you're EVOS.
Ang hirap nun talaga.
Medyo mahirap kasi like, you're also a coach that you need to hold the team together.
Yeah.
Kasi sa'yo mag-i-start na hindi mag-crumble down yung iniisip din ng mga players mo. So, with that said, the emotion din it's showing eh. Doon masasabi natin, like, hindi lang like yung damage doon, yung nabibigay nila Sans and as well as Kyrie, but as well as yung mental damage, diba, na bigay nila overall for the whole EVOS Legends lineup. And imagine, di ba, to the point na naiiyak na talaga. Na actually saw some of the fans as well, di ba, nagkakaroon din ng glimpse. May mga fans na napapaganito.
Diyan magaling yung Inday. Yung cameraman nila.
Yes. You could feel the emotions kahit na you're watching through the live stream. And that's something na parang pwede rin ma-adapt din dito in the Philippines din.
Yeah, kasi I followed Coach Age for a good amount of time, even while he was with BTR, and I really liked his run with BTR. Yan yung siya yung isa mga enablers ng mid playstyle ni Renbo. Yung parang kahit ano iabot mo kay Renbo, mapapagana niya.
Kaya niya.
You're right? And Coach Age was there to help that. So that's why I biglang when he went with Evos, there's a part of me who's like, oh, I like Evos because of Coach Age. And when I saw Coach Age just break down ng ganun, di ba? Parang para sa akin mas sabihin natin mas mabigat 'yon kaysa kahit anong trash talk.
Yes.
Yung naramdaman ko and nakita ko yung mukha ni Coach Aging ganun. I don't know what his analyst niya ba yun or something. Pinapakita yung phone. I don't know what was on the phone. Pero yung issue ni Coach Aging is like, oh.
I could only imagine, like ang hirap matulog ng ganun yung feeling. Parang sana sinapak mo na lang ako.
At saka ano yun imagine mo yung oras at araw na ilinaan nyo para aralin yung Onyx.
Yep.
And then, nasa 3-0 kayo?
Siguro nag-start din yun, like nakikita ko na comfortable yung Onyx. Sa entrance pa lang nila. Like, we could see yung entrance sila, like, may naka-sports car.
Nakabandana na si
Nakabandana na si may naka-motor, tatlo na kanta.
Naka-dinosaur.
Yes, naka-dinosaur costume. And then, for Evas, we could actually see them, sobrang tense sila, papasok pa lang ng venue. Pagbaba ng van, like, all of them nakayuko lang. Kung i-compare natin sa vibes na pinakita ng Onyx doon, like, we could definitely say na, sobrang ready yata ng Onyx. May hinanda talaga.
Pero mainit sa Jakarta. So, doon ako sa Evos. Kasi may aircon yung van
yung
nila.
Yung van.
Yung van. Nakamotor naman.
In fair. Yung isa naka-motor, yung isa naka-sports car. Si Coach, si Coach Yeb, tsaka si
Yeb.
Coach Achil. Adi. I would drive with the coaches, but anyways, abangan na lang kung ano mangyayari sa MSC 2023 because that's where we'll see these two teams next. And again, JMTG, I'm looking forward to Evos making bawi.
Yes.
Kasi dito sa sweep na to, it's
They could definitely make bawi talaga.
it's honestly it's unacceptable for me. Like hindi ako natutuwa sa nangyari because I think there's more in Evos. There's more in the tank. More on that later. For now, let's move on to our next headline, and that's why I have you, the MDL Originals, on. Nalalapit na ang inyong playoffs, and that's happening on April 21st. It's going to be 3 days of broadcast, and there will be 5 hot matches coming up. And we're opening with Blacklist versus RSG. Tapos kasunod nun, Bren Euphoria versus Smart Omega Neos. And laglagan portion ito.
Palang lower bracket na to kaya ano na talaga. And mahaba naman yung naging preparations
Yung
nila,
journey
kaya,
nila.
And then the journey as well. Kaya feeling ko wala talagang magbibigay na ano na to. Kahit isang game. Because download game is not,
Nope.
na, kasi best of 3 lang yan
Tama.
Yun yung ano doon yun yung pagkaiba nyo na iba.
Before we dig deep into how the matchups might come through, matanong ko lang siya, how do you guys feel about the playoffs format? Diba? Yun nga, walang laglagan, walang lower bracket, walang download games. It's a BO3 all the way up until the grand finals, BO5. Do you think this is too quick? Or sa tingin nyo, okay lang to for the kind of games you might see? What was the meta whole, like, as a whole for MDL? Do games go long? I think games do go long.
Oh my God.
They do go long.
Parang 30 minutes, meron marami.
Lalo kapag kay Brigida, we have the Brigida curse.
Oh.
The curse.
And the blessing.
Yeah.
Kung may Chantel curse, may Brigida curse and blessing.
Yes.
30 minutes break.
At the same time, nakita naman natin like, for me, the format for the Season 1 playoffs, pasok naman siya for me. Kasi especially na mahaba-haba rin naman yung tinakbo natin with the previous weeks and regular season. And as well as, ito kasi yung inaugural, yung first pa lang naman. And maganda to kasi mapapakita agad na what is the scenario kapag ganito pala kabilis din or ka-quick lang na pumasok yung mga teams nang habang ng preparation time nila, ano yung pwede na maipakita in that span of time na hindi muna natin sila naramdaman during the Holy Week and the past few weeks nga na nagte-training sila. And lalo na yung unang nga magtatapat is Blacklist and RSG. Parehas na nagtawag ng backup. We have Blacklist na inangat si Owl.
That's right.
Humagas pa si Aul, ayan. And then, Oheb, from 6-man, will be playing as a main 5 gumana.
Na nasa Indo pa ngayon.
Na nasa Indo pa ngayon.
Ay!
Diba?
Wait
And
lang.
then, uwi pa naman siya.
Wait lang.
Nag-enjoy siya kasama si
Mamaya
ano eh.
lalabas yung manostra ko eh.
Mamaya.
Kaya napaaya ko eh.
Yes.
Magkasama si OM at si Chuck.
Kaya napaaya ko.
Tapos, ang RSG, now that they know na, wait lang, ina nga si Ira, then there's Kozen. Diba? You could definitely say na, wait, sabayan natin yung caliber na nilalaroan dito ng Blacklist, knowing na walang lower bracket kasi.
Yun.
Diba?
Yun yung ano eh. At sa akin naman, kaya nakikita ko na mas okay. Parang, yeah, I'm good with best of 3. Pero, ang paniniwala ko kasi dyan, the shorter the series, parang mas marami kang preparation. Kasi kapag ka best of 5, we've seen, ang una kong napansin sa best of 5 nung yung Indo kasi yung last natin napanood.
Yes.
First game mismo, BTR, una nila nakuha, Kaja, Joy, tsaka 1-1. Na usual mo may, nasa red side yun ha.
Yung Joy na
Yung
naman.
tatlong nasa ilalim, napunta dun sa taas na na-pick nung BTR. So ibig dun ko nakita na may ano talaga eh, parang may feeling out sesh muna eh, na hindi mo pwedeng gawin kasi on a best of 3.
Kapag best of 3, suntukan agad.
Tutukan agad.
Suntukan.
Oo,
If
kaya kailangan
you're-
marami kang bala.
Oh, if you're caught sleeping, mapapanish ka talaga.
Yun.
And that's good. I guess as a viewer, as a fan, and as a team, you're more incentivized to do your best. Like, put your best foot forward agad. And I agree. So that's why, guys, pagdating ng April 21, mark your calendars. And if I'm not mistaken, may bumubulong sa akin, pati yung show ninyo ay may bagong aspeto.
Yep.
There will be new things coming in once the playoffs begin. So you don't want to miss that. Now, I hear us slowly getting into the discussion. I hear us considering already kung ano yung mangyayari. So why don't we put our money where our mouth is and put it in print, put it in writing. Pumrediksi na tayo. Okay?
Oh, let's go!
O sige, sino matapang?
Kaibigan pa rin tayo after nito.
O sino matapang? Sino matapang?
Ako muna, sige.
O sige, JM!
Ikaw na.
Ako muna.
Game! O.
Kaya ako napaay, ayun yung reason kung ba't ako napaay. Kasi doon sa first series, Blacklist Academy and RSG Ignite, Blacklist,
Oh.
yung naisip ko na, o na-prediksi ko na mananalo, nabanggit na niya Tina yung dalawang paglipat, no, nung dalawang players. Pero yung parang naging factor out ko doon, si Oheb nagkaroon pa ng chance maglaro kasi sa regular season. Si Kozen, ngayon pa lang din talaga papasok. Kahit sa RSG slate, di rin siya nakapaglaro. And nung pinag-aralan ko yung huling ilaro ni Kozen, dito pa yun, Kings League Finals, gold winner kasi siya. And now hindi pa parang ngayon, question pa kung paano niya madadala yung jungler side niya. Kasi ito pa lang talaga yung first time, and playoffs pa, best of 3 pa. Kaya tingin ko dito, Blacklist Academy yung medyo magkakaroon ng slight na advantage, plus maganda rin yung nilaro nila on the latter part. Next, excuse me, Bren Euphoria tsaka Smart Omega Neos. The surprise pa rin. As long as nasa Omega ka at nasa loob ka ng barangay, lagi kang may surprise. Yan yung isa sa napapatunayan ko. Bane, Paramis, di ba? Yung mga gulat picks nila.
Ilalaglag nila, Bren?
Yan pa yung pwedeng mangyari na inaasa. And Coach Imba DJ, pili ko kahit yung mga co-casters ko, iba din talaga yung kalibre
Si Douglas.
ni Coach Imba DJ dito.
Coach Doug.
Kaya ako medyo kalmado ako na Smart Omega.
Kalmado lang.
Kalmado. Dito na hindi kalmado sa second round.
Oms.
Game Lovers Blacklist Academy, dito ito siguro maraming mapapataas ng ano.
Yung itsura ko.
Ayan na. Alam ko maraming mapapataas ng kilay dito. This is yung star ko dito 2-1 pero sobrang dikit. Magtatalo lang to para sa akin kay Oheb, X Factor.
So, you're saying this might actually be a regular season deja vu.
Yeah.
Kasi di ba Blacklist yung unang nagpadugo sa Game Lab dati?
Oo, pero this time, hit or miss to for Blacklist Academy, especially for Oheb. This is going to be a Oheb game para sa akin. Kapag nagkaroon at nabigyan siya ng space, Blacklist to. Pero kapag nasagot ng Game Lab mananalo. And I'm happy kung Game Lab yung manalo. Hindi predict sila pa siya. Pero yun nga, 50-50 para sa akin yung Oheb game.
So Oheb versus Takinaga.
Oheb versus Yuk.
Yuk
Yuk
TZ,
TZ.
right? Yuk TZ.
Tama.
Yuk
Yeah,
TZ.
Takinaga is the
Jungler.
jungler. There you go. Alright, so it's Yuk TZ versus Oheb.
Oheb.
So pagandahan sila ng timpla.
Oh my gosh!
Kasi yung laruan kasi ng Blacklist Academy, especially nung first game ni Oheb, na nakas ko kasi siya, it's like season 4 all over again eh. Funnel Oheb meta. Ibigay mo yung tore,
So,
basta wag mo lang siyang papapatay.
Malakelra ganon.
Malakelra talaga. Kaya feeling ko ganun yung magiging playstyle nila for the first part and then meron pa silang susunod na gagawin depende kay Coach Lembot. Kaya feeling ko 50-50 Blacklist Academy pero naniniwala pa rin ako sa kakayahan ni Filipino.
Sniper.
Something tells me medyo nahalata ko yung pagka 50-50 ng mga prediction mo. As bold as they are, JM.
Yeah.
Kasi lahat binigyan mo ng point eh. Wala kang sweep, kahit yung, anyways, let's go to match 4. I think mas
din
ma-explain
ang sweep sa MDL. Yun yung isa sa mga lalo na kung itong teams yung nagtatapat, napakabihira niya. Echo Proud and Smart Omega Neos, gaya nabanggit ko, may surprise palagi ang Omega at feeling ko mako-caught off guard nila one of the games itong Echo Proud, pero still Echo Proud pa rin yan eh. Nakita natin yan MPL-10 where I work at nakita ko talaga sila every day, every match, di ba? Since I'm part of the script writing team din at talagang na-analyze namin yung Echo Proud, pag naglalaro sila, 49%, parang 50% plus nakukuha nila yung panalo eh. Parang mas mataas din compared dun sa Echo Loud. Though yung Echo Loud kasi yung mas madalas talagang humarap. Pero anyways, yun nga. Para sa akin, Echo Proud, meron pa rin talagang slight edge dito against Smart Omega News.
Tapos, the finals.
Ayan na.
Interesting
Ito
nga.
lang nga. Blacklist Academy and Echo Proud. Again, sabi ko nga, 50-50 game. OHEB pala. OHEB din talaga.
OHEB outplayed naman.
OHEB outplayed. And outplayed, kung di ako nagkakamali, no? Para sa akin, siya yung runner-up ko for MVP eh. Regular season MVP. Siya yung runner-up ko for MVP, itong si Outplayed. At ngayon, masusubukan talaga yung lakas ni Outplayed. And by the way, Outplayed dating Smart Omega yan eh. Kaya part of it revenge game. Siguro
Sa pag-eliminate
Smart
semis.
Omega Neos. Kaya
Oh.
mainit din for Outplayed. Kaya naman, yun yung aking nanonood. Pero Diket, again, lahat ng Blacklist Academy games dito binigay ko pero against OHEB's game talaga.
So,
OHEB's tournament.
Naniniwala kay OHEB up until the pressure gets to him. And kapag katapat niya si Outplayed, and then syempre, andyan si Daddy JP na parating naghahanap. And then, nandyan din, basically, all of Echo Proud. Then, that might be where it cracks. Feeling mo na, 50-50. Again, it's very tough.
And it's interesting, no? Talagang, I agree. Ngayon ko napansin na sobrang dikit. Lahat talaga may 1 point. Walang sweep. Kasi lahat to nasala eh.
And this is because of the regular season also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ang dami nating kinoconsider din.
Sobra talaga.
So again, this is as informed an opinion as you can get. Kasi these folks have been with them throughout the whole season. And that's why these predictions are... Ayan nga, pwedeng na-overthink ninyo.
Sobrang
Ako
overthink
nararamdaman
na.
ko na overthinking kay OHEB, pero pag nangyari yun, hindi tama ako.
Or pwedeng natumpak nyo nga talaga kasi
diba?
na-consider nyo lahat. Okay, so yun ang Nostra ni JMTZ. How about you, Athena? What do you think? Gano'ng kaiba? Let's see. Gano'ng kaiba ang Nostra ni Athena?
Una pa lang, iba na.
Oh!
Okay. I'll explain.
sige.
Okay, for the first match, kaya ako na-consider na 2-0, kinonsider ko na pinaka-vital is the roles. Kasi katulad ng binanggit namin ni JTZ with Kozen as a gold, ang pinalit kasi nila si Irad. Si Irad kasi yung lagi ko ring isa sa K2V pag ako'y nag-a-analyst for RSG Ignite. And then although doon sumikat nga si Mick Bawe, baka hindi sila makabawi din for Blacklist Academy now that they have OHEB them. The gold standard na rin kung tawagin, not only the Filipino sniper. And kasi nakita ko rin yung gameplay nila lately. Grabe yung pagbabatak din ni Aeon and ni Steve. They have a very wide hero pool na nagpapalitan sila. So for tanggalan mo sa Aeon, kayang buhatin din naman ni Dom and ni Steve yung buong team. That's why I considered it really, really well.
Si Dom at si Aeon, si Games Gold medalist yung mga
And yun pa, di ba, it's the gold medalist team, the gold standard team. Then for the second match naman, we have Bren, Euphoria, and Smart Omega Neos. So why did I put it with a 2-1? So lately, nakikita ko for Smart Omega Neos, it's a good thing that you're experimenting. Kasi this is the playoffs that we're talking about. And then, kina-consider ko rin kasi yung passion and yung drama nung regular season. Kung paano nila naantig yung audiences and not only audiences but for us as well. And sa stats din kasi binibase ko them on the counting din, medyo tie kasi talaga.
Yeah.
Si Smart and si Bren Euphoria. Pero when it comes to the heroes, na comfortability na laging binababad at ginagamit, mas parang stable kasi for me si Bren Euphoria.
That's right, yeah.
And that is why sila yung nilagay ko for the 2 points versus the Smart Omega and Eos. Although they're skill VJ, kaso nga lang, di ba, switch up sila ng mga role. And minsan yun yung nagiging cause and demise nila eh.
So, consistency is key.
Yes.
Dapat maging consistent ang playoffs performance nyo. And if you can't do that, malalaglag ka.
Malalaglag talaga.
Okay.
Yun yung second match ko. And for the third match, ito yung second day naman. Game Lab and Blacklist Academy. So, dito kami medyo baliktad ni JMTZ kasi as you guys mentioned na Blacklist Academy ang unang nakalason sa Game Lab. But after that, hindi na sila muling nalason. And Game Lab, they suffered a lose streak kasi week 2 yata yun or week 3 na wala silang naipanalo na series. But after that, rumagasa na ulit sila. A quick mental reset and then that's it. And then, tinututukan ko rin yung other tournaments sa sinasalihan nila aside from MDL, and that is one of the key factors din kung bakit 2-1 yung naging score ko for them. Game Lab consistency, as I mentioned, is also the key, and as well as yung mga pocket picks nila na naitatago pa. Kasi when I'm watching their tournaments, ang dami pa nilang hindi inilalabas sa MDL. So, sobrang laking factor na ginamit nila sa league na to. So, when can I see them use this kind of strategy sa MDL? So, that's the thing. That's why 2-1 yung score ko for the match 3. Sorry, JMTZ. Mukhang mag-aaway tayo mamaya pa uwi.
So,
And then,
babalik
Sabay pa naman kami uuwi.
So, babalik sa Game Lab ang spotlight. Kasi, just for those wondering, no, it's actually Game Lab in the grand finals, not Bren X Euphoria. So, we might
Yes.
have missed out on that.
Ay,
So,
so, okay lang yan, okay lang. Okay,
So,
for the match
Game Lab yan, Game Lab yan.
Game Lab
Okay.
yun. For match 4 naman, Echo Proud and Bren Euphoria. Ito naman, it's a sweep for me. Kasi kino-consider ko rin, of course, this is Echo Proud that we're talking about. There's JP, an F4 caliber player with the shoe.
Two-time MPL champion.
No, di ba, he is a 2-time MPL champion, and not only that, he stands as the leader, nagko-control ng whole team, the ganks, and the setup plays all revolves around him. May malugi mang isa, binabawian niya ng setup onto other lanes as well.
Daddy talaga.
He's literally the daddy. He takes care of all the teams,
Yep.
as well as si Outplay, as you mentioned, talagang sobrang alagang-alaga, to the point na si Outplayed, pinapangatawanan niya na yung meaning ng pangalan niya.
Sa larangan ng MPL, dalawa lang ang daddy para sa akin. Si
Oh.
JP at si Naisu.
Oh!
Yeah.
Si Big Dad!
Sarap yan.
Yes, the big boy. When can we see him? Slight commercial though. And that's why 2-0 yung loss ko for the match number 4. And that is why, going back to the grand finals, and actually, that's Game Lab with a 3-2 to Echo Proud.
We'll update this, by the way. Magre-release tayo ng bagong version nito na Game Lab nga ang
Game
nandyan.
Lab, Game Lab.
So, Game Lab yan. Game Lab Echo Proud.
Bakit ko nilagay na 3-2? Kasi nung last na pagtatapat nila for the regular season, yung nostra ng lahat, we were all expecting, ayan na, inol ko na, we were all expecting na Echo yung mananalo for that match. But, surprisingly, Game Lab, true to what they've said nung in-interview sila ni Joshi Cakes, so nakasalubong nila sa MPL, babawi kami. And ginawa talaga nila. And not only that, no, na-kontra nila yung same specific na lineup na ginamit sa kanila ng Echo na tumalo sa kanila. So that clearly says na ang Game Lab, pinaghanda nila ng gusto ang Echo Proud, and that is why kahit dikit yung score, sila yung magtatagumpay for me sa prediction ko for the Grand Finals.
Which I think is the perfect bookend to the MDL. Kasi nga, development league eh. So gusto mong iba naman ang maghari.
Iba
na parang
maghari.
ibang larangan to. Dito tayo lalabas ng lakas. Tama ba?
Yes.
Kasi nga ito ang hulmahan.
And ito yun, interesting though, they don't have a MPL counterpart na team.
Yep.
And this is Game Lab that we're talking about. Sa development, well-developed sila. So kung ilalabas ang lakas, na ilabas nila yung lakas, and at the same time, what's the next step? Ano nga ba yung goal or end goal ng mga players natin when they're joining MDL? It's for MPL, diba? And that is why for me, sila consider ko for the Grand Finals na pwede nang umakyat din for MPL.
And magandang bigyan natin ng problema si Munton. Kasi diba, ito yung team na to na, kasi again, it's clear for some of these other teams that have franchises in the MPL kung anong gagawin sa kanila.
Yun.
This MDL team performed very well, let's say, Echo Proud, right? edi pwede na silang ipang main roster, di ba?
Yes.
Pang MPL. But what about Game Lab? Anong gagawin natin dyan? Maybe we should open up new slots. Kasi nga may malakas eh. Di ba? So again, it just helps the scene grow. But that's just me. Opinion ko lang naman yon. I don't know how it'll come to be, kung ano
I
magiging
agree.
finals.
Or, pwedeng may mag-adapt din na team for Game Lab as a whole. Kasi nangyari na yun for next play Minana.
That's right. Nangyari na rin yan sa Onyx.
Yes, and Onyx as well. And for next play Minana, counting dive lang no. 'Di ba? They're actually top 1 and top 2 nung hindi pa umaangat yung Minana for next play ng MPL.
Yes.
'Di ba? And imagine na ganung caliber ni Minana umakyat. What more sa Game Lab kung sila yung magcha-champion dito sa MDL.
Yeah. So, again, yun ang predictions ni JMTZ at ni Athena. Very different outcomes. Again, clearly. Pero Blacklist ay for sure something to watch out for. Echo as well. But again, we'll see. Babalikan natin itong predictions after your playoffs. It's happening next week, April
Yes.
21, 22 to 23. That's when the season proper for MDL ends. Before we move on, real quick shoutouts muna kay Coach Vren ng Brenny Sports and of course by extension, Seaball Philippines 2023. As well, Ray Ash, Chester, Joshua, Nina, hello, Chan, Lilia, Karen, Rexler, and si Paring Tori there. All the folks watching via Facebook, thank you so much. Shoutouts na kayo dyan. Just comment and then I'll say hi to y'all. Mamaya, sali kayo. We have guest coin coming up. But before that, madako muna tayo sa MPL, alright?
Oh.
We concluded week 7 2 weeks ago kasi nag-Holy Week break.
Nag-Holy Week.
And then tomorrow we go back into week 8 and I think that's been enough time for you guys to catch up on the action. Pero sige, let's look forward and consider first what might happen to the teams who haven't yet secured a playoffs spot. Because there's 3 already locked in, and all 3 can actually make it to the upper bracket. Very possible. Brenny Sports, Blacks International, and Echo. Lahat sila pwede pang mag 1 and 2. Pero itong 4 na teams sa susunod natin pag-uusapan, not so clear just yet.
Sobrang delikado.
Sobrang delix, and that's why we have to talk about it with more detail. Gigi will play the TNC. They've won our hearts, syempre. Lahat tayo nakisabit sa biyaheng tagumpay.
Yes, the craze.
The craze, pero hopefully they come back stronger season 12. Now, let's get into it first. Let's cover next play EVOS. Inon natin sila because in my opinion, and I think there have been a few content creators, critics, former members of the MPL active community. We'll be quoting one of them later on, si Coach Bon. Ito yata may pinaka-delix na sitwasyon
Sobra.
right now. They currently have 13 points. They'll be facing off against RSG Slate and Blacklist in their final 2 matches, which gives them a total max possible points of 19. Kasi kung masweep nila, itong dalawang higanting teams in this next weekend.
Ay.
What does it look like?
Medyo tagilid para sa akin, lalo pa yung huli niyang kalaban, RSG, of course, pinaglalaban pa rin nila, MSC nila. Kaya kailangan din nila ng panalo. Blacklist naman, naghahabol ng top 2.
Malinis Blacks yan.
Malinis yung Blacklist at ang laki nung tinulong ni Owl, MPL represent.
Sobrang naging polish sila ng pagpasok nila. Although props din naman kay Super Red, ang ganda rin ng performance niya. Pero with the addition of All, imagine in a span of what? Ilang weeks pa lang nila nakasama si All, ganun na yung performance and ganun na yung naging result. What more? Na ang haba ng preparation nila ngayon for this coming week 8. And imagine next PE boss, although yung maximum point nila is 19, we have to be real and we have to be realistic when it comes to the outcome. Na for me, sobrang lumiliit na lalo yung tsansa.
Pwede pero depende. Ang depende ko dito yung RSG game. I think yun yung magiging sa akin dito. Parang pagka nakuha nila yung RSG game, pwede pa.
Ako
pero
alangan ako dyan.
Yun nga, so super alangan ka nga lang, pero
Yes.
parang ito yung ko dyan Ito yung parang nanunos ako dyan Para, since si Irad kasi inakyat
Yun pa.
to MPL, what does it mean for H2? Diba? Parang kung mag-uusapan natin dito is the mindset,
Kaya hindi ko sure
Yeah, diba?
Hindi mo rin agad-agad mapapredict. Is Ira there for like a backup plan.
Or yun ba yung plan A
Yun na
ngayon?
mismo
Yeah.
yung may main 5 na siya, what would happen.
And as next play, sorry?
Chemistry-wise.
Yeah, and as next play, paano mo aralin yun? How do you approach that situation?
Yes, kasi hindi pa naman siya nailabas at hindi pa siya napapakita.
Ano sabihin mo kay Boyet? Di ba kunyari, ikaw si Coach Josh, ikaw si Coach Ison. Paano mo sabihin, okay, kapag si Irad ganito, pag si H2 ganito, di ba? Ang hirap.
Pero, the interesting part about that is, balita ko, next week, hindi sila nagbakasyon.
That's...
Hindi sila nagbakasyon, as in, nag-grind lang sila to the point na they sacrifice family time as well.
Yeah.
So, malaking factor yun na sobrang sineseryoso talaga nila yung paparating na points na possible pa nila makuha for this match.
And we met some of the family of Next Play Evos. Na-feature natin sa broadcast mismo.
Yes.
Ang nanay at ate ni Ding. In the previous seasons, we've heard from maybe even Yeli Hayes' family. So, alam natin kung gaano ka-crucial and gaano kalaki yung sinakripisyo ng Next Play Evos to get here. But, yeah, just as a general opinion, no, having seen them in broadcast and in competition, meron pa ring moments of like, hindi fully synced. Diba? And you were bringing the whole potential issue of the synergy for RSG, right? Kasi
Yes.
hindi natin sure sinong jungler nila at this point. Pero, even that alone, for the main 5 or even the alternative Yeli Hayes lineup for Next Play Evos, meron pa ring disconnect na nararamdaman ko yung nakikita ko eh. So, yeah. Just to put a nice little bow on this discussion, if you watched Coach Bonchan's recent vlog discussing yung playoff situation ng MPL Philippines, calculation niya to, sarili niya parang opinion, not to put words into Coach Bon's mouth, pero he said something like 40% chance to survive the coming weekend and make it into playoffs. Pero even that seems optimistic to me. To say na 40% for next Evos, kasi
Delikado, may lumagpas lang ng 19, to be honest, sa mga kasabay niya sa delikadong spot. And that will be it for next pay, even though na mag-max points sila din eh.
yeah, and one of them has a chance to make baon next Play Evos, and that's RSG.
Yes.
Kasi even RSG doesn't have their slot yet. Diba? So, that's what the situation is for next Play Evos. Dun sa mga next players, or I'm not sure what their fan group is called.
Yung,
Tigers.
kasi sa MDL counterpart nila, we call them the Viper
The
Cubs.
Viper
Kasi
Cubs.
malakas
Nalalason
manlason
sila.
talaga. Pero I'm not sure
Baka
for
ito
the
na-
next PE boss
Kung kaya pa nila
Baka ito
manlason.
kung kaya manlason. Kasi
This is
sila
your
naman yung
chance.
tiga
Yeah.
talaga.
This is your chance. Okay? So hoping for the best for next Play Evos here, and I hope the Minana fam can come through. Pero yun ang sitwasyon natin. We'll move on to the next team. We'll talk about our next Sabit team, and they're also fighting for their tournament life here. We have here Smart Omega. Smart Omega also has quite the road coming up. Mas okay naman ang sitwasyon nila in retrospect,
Ito yung
no?
pwede natin sa 40% if ever.
Realistically
Yes,
speaking.
Yeah.
realistic. Based on the statistics as well, kung titingnan ko rin yung upcoming match, kasi doon mo talaga i-base eh.
Pati
And
team history.
nakita ko yung, actually yung tag dan na pinost ng MPL Philippines earlier. No room for error for Smart Omega. And imagine, ang remaining match nila is Echo. Then the next is TNC. Although TNC is out for playoffs contention, but ang lakas din manlason ng TNC. Tinalo nila yung M4 World Champs natin.
That's right.
Kaya,
And anything can happen with TNC right now.
Sobra. Pwede pa silang pwede pa silang manghila pababa.
Damay-damay.
Damay-damay na to. Sama-sama na tayo sa biyahe pa uwi. Yun yung pwede nilang gawin. Well,
Yeah.
for Smart Omega, kumbaga ano na yun eh. Sasabihin na lang sa atin nila, eto Max, been there, done that.
Oh.
Sabagay.
Dito na kami dati.
Like, is that
Oo.
all you've got?
Oo, yan na.
Okay
Nandito
na.
na kami dati.
Kahit sa coaches, may nalalasan eh.
Di ba? Oo.
Tsaka pala mag-stretching. Sige,
Diba?
game
My
na
turn
pala.
My turn.
Yeah. So, even for Omega right now, given the situation, 15 points, max 21, medyo okay pa. Para sa akin,
Oo.
entertaining pa rin to. Like, hindi ako ganun ka-worried for them. Pero, siguro part na rin kasi yun ng personality ng team na yun. Na parang, gusto nila yan eh.
Parang mas gusto nila yung adrenaline rush na nakukuha nila kapag sobrang nasa bingit sila. And we've mentioned, di ba, ito yung barangay talaga. To the point na nakikipagbardagulan din sila pati sa scores nila.
Ito yung equivalent ng nanonood ka ng John Wick, tapos may nakita siyang 10 kalaban. It's like,
Yan.
ito na yun!
Yes!
This is gonna be fun.
Kailangan 10 ka lang.
Oo.
Kailangan yung odds are stacked against me. Para parang lalong lumakas.
Mas ginaganaan sila. Although, ang nakikita kong trend for Smart Omega is that malaki talagang pinupuhunanan nila lagi kay Kelra. It all revolves around Kelra.
Prime Kelra. I think ito na yung Prime Kelra. And one thing na talagang saludo ko dun sa Smart Omega is nag-stick sila dun sa lineup nila.
Yeah.
Yun yung pinaka nag-stand out sa akin kasi nung natatalo sila, ang daming calls for this player to go to MPL, this player to go up to MPL.
Pinanindigan nila.
Ito yung lineup namin, through thick and thin, sabi nung Lainey, pero yun.
Ano pa sagot nila, di ba? Hindi, si Renzio ang uupo. Oh, Luis,
Yeah.
laro ka. Tapos nananalo.
Nananalo pa rin!
Kaya iba yung ano talaga dito sa for Smart Omega bukod dun sa they believe on the system. Talaga ito yung ano bigyan mo lang ng chance sa yung mga bata
And sobrang good vibes sila. I watched them the broadcast day itself. Tinry ko yon. And ang kalaban nila was actually Blacklist International. I know marami talagang fans ng Blacklist. And then there were a few of us sitting on the spot for Smart Omega. And then like, wait lang, parang konti nag-cheer. Tinry ko sumigaw. And then, the funny thing about that is, tinitigan ako nila Coach Pacbet. Sabi ko, gumagano ako. Tapos parang okay lang sa kanila. Although they lost that specific series, pero I could see them having fun pa rin. Na nakikita nila kaming konti nag-cheer for them and it's okay. Although, all the teams naman chini-cheer ko, pero for that specific day, sobrang na-touch ako na hindi bumaba yung morale pa rin nila even though they've lost that series.
Kaya, yun yung sitwasyon na kahit talo o panalo, ang sarap maging miyembro ng barangay. Diba?
Ang sarap sila i-cheer pa rin.
Parang wala lang It's fun. And I think just to wrap up the discussion on Smart Omega, they released a mic check recently. I think a few hours today. This morning or this afternoon. Tapos, narinig ko yung call ni Renzio, best friend. Tapos yung nanalo sila, ito talaga napamalo kay Stone bigla. Like, Faramis lang alam ko!
Si Stove, sobrang funny niya rin sa personal. Especially kasi si Adi na kasama ko, which is also a manager for Brent. And alam naman natin Stove, formerly a Brent player as well. And it's funny kapag ka nagkakaroon din ng interaction din with the audiences. And it's fun to see yung mic check nga. It's a different kind of perspective for the players din.
Kasi hindi ko naririnig yun sa stage because of course, meron kami headphones, ang ingay din ng crowd. So hindi ko narinig yung sigaw na best friend and parang alam ko. So that's really good vibe. So hopefully, we see more of Omega this way.
Yes.
Hopefully, we see more of the barangay come through and prove na sila pa rin nga ang lason and they go deep if they do make it through to the playoffs. We'll move on to our next team and I believe this is a team that has never missed the playoffs. And nakakatakot isipin na baka ito pa yata, Season 11, ang isang chance na hindi sila makapasok. Let's talk about MPL-PH. Let's talk about the Hedgehogs.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes they're called porcupines, pero naniniwala akong hedgehogs talaga sila. They only have one match left. They're currently at 16 points. So that's a possible sweep against their last opponent. They hit 19, which is pretty safe if you're comparing it to the last couple of teams. Pero ito consider nyo, ang kalaban nila ay ang ating SEA Games rep, ang ating current number 1 seed, ang team na nakamit ng 8 or 9 game match win streak this season. They're gonna face off against Brenny Sports.
Kaya sabi ko depende yung sa next play. Kasi next play dalawa pa yung laro Ito naman kapag na-sweep kasi sila ng Brent Esports, they will stay at 16.
Dasal malala.
Malala. So kapag let's say ma 2-0 ng next play yung RSG, tapos ma-sweep sila ng Brent. Yung fate nila wala na sa kamay nila
Sa head to head na.
Oo. Yun yung pinakamahirap doon yung fate mo, yung wala sa kamay mo. Though, alam ko twice nilang tinalo din, so head to head mo kung lalamang pa rin sila against next play kasi they beat NXP twice. Pero, I think dito sa laban na to, 1 point will do.
Kahit isang point.
Isang point lang.
Just to be safe. Pero, it's much better for them kung papanalo nila yung series. And that's the problem with that. The current top.
Oo, di ba?
And this is Brent that we're talking about.
Prime Brent to
Prime Brent.
And even Coach Ducky, di ba, nasa media room. Lahat ng sa room dun sa MPL, nandun ako. And even sa media room, tinatry ko rin magtanong, coach, to get their perspective, and parang sobrang, focus na lang talaga ng brand is that si Echo, while si Blacklist, and then the others parang well-prepared na sila. Ganun sana ka-ready na nga lang din.
Mentally speaking, correct me if I understand correctly, mentally speaking, that's where Bren is right now. We're only really allotting brain power to stress over these two. Everyone else, kaya.
Kaya nila. And specifically kung pabasihan din kasi natin yung performance nila, di ba? Even for the C-ball combined.
Linis!
Di ba? Sobrang linis na. And Bren, all throughout, lumalabas na ulit eh. And nagkakaroon na ulit ng sense yung kanilang hashtag, which is Bren lang malakas. And sumasakto, di ba? Pinas lang malakas. Is that a deja vu na? Bren lang malakas, Bren Prime, and then Onyx on the other hand, di ba, sa MDL counterpart nila mga supersonic. So this time, kailangan din nila mag-evolve, yung mga porcupine.
Kailangan nila ng gold rings.
Yes! We have to connect.
Sa mga Gen Z na hindi alam kung ano yung connection nun.
Sorry. Natutunan ka lang kay Jen TC yun.
Uy!
Siya na nagturo.
Millennial po ako.
Okay, so, I guess everything that can be said about Onyx performance in the regular season has already been said. I think meron din sila nung, I don't wanna say problema, let's just say, yung unique situation na meron next play.
Yes.
Pero for different reasons. And again, how perfect? Kasi pareho silang nanggaling sa amateur scene. Pareho silang dating hari ng amateur scene. And then now in the MPL, you're like, guys, ano ba? Tara na. Pero,
Sophomore and rookies.
yeah, but that's what's weird is, isa to sa mga rason bakit di ako makatulog sometimes. Obviously, exaggeration. Number one, anong gagawin ni Irad sa MPL? And then number two,
Yan pa!
that's for RSG, that's for later. Number two is, what's happening with Onyx? Season 10, ang ganda ng entrada nila.
Yeah. And yung mga tinatalo nung Onyx during that time are yung mga top caliber teams. Yeah. Diba? I remember one time nung ang huli nilang kalaban bago yung bago matapos yung half ng season is Blacklist. Na parang
Season
nag-post-
10.
Season 10.
Yeah.
Parang nag-post ako na pag pinalo ng Onyx itong Blacklist, kailangan na magkaroon ng MDL, which happened. And tinalo din nila
Sakto.
yung Blacklist. Sakto. Nung kaya grabe yung...
So sabi ni Montono, sige, mag-MDL na tayo.
MDL na.
Ipasok ang
Nung time
MDL.
kasi nung pumasok etong Onyx, kumbaga hindi na sila yung top sa amateurs nun eh. It's Minana na NXT ngayon. So yun yung parang nagiging argument ng mga talagang nakakasubaybay amateurs and na kung yung Onyx nga na parang season 10 nakakasabay, parang sa Minana parang medyo nag-struggle sila.
Yeah. So,
Pagba.
it's weird kasi yung next play Evos papunta pa lang, right? In this case, yung Onyx pabalik na, pero bakit parang hirap sila sa pabalik?
Nag-circle around ulit, nag-U-turn si Onyx ulit.
Napagod.
I think nasagot na sila.
Naubusan pa sila ng gas.
The play kung magiging critical kasi ako doon sa play style nila last season,
Yeah.
they're playing around the objective area. Yung turtle, yung Lord, they love that. And
Sensui.
pinakita naman ni Sensui yan ngayon.
Hanggang ngayon.
Hanggang ngayon,
Hanggang
diba?
ngayon.
And, ang ginagawa ng team sa kanila nung second part na nung season is don't let Sensui enter the pit. Ang ginagawa sa kanya, papasok pa lang siya, binibigyan na
Inulit-ulit,
kagad,
ganun.
nilalayo siya, sinashow away siya, and yun yung ginawa sa kanila. Kaya hindi na naging maganda up until playoffs eh. So ngayon, season na to, parang ganun pa rin.
Hirap
yung
talaga.
play style nila at nasasagot na si Sensui ng ibang teams. Though, grabe pa rin talaga Sensui.
Kaya kailangan ng innovation.
Yun na.
You need to develop new strategies. Kasi hindi pwede na kung ano yung persona mo nung previous season, yun pa rin yung gagamitin mo papasok.
Yeah.
Especially for season 11. Diba? Ang Blacklist, yes, pinakilala nila yung Ube. Pero after Ube, what's next? Diba?
Uubi pa sila.
Mas inube pa nila.
Rewrite ako.
Rewrite everything.
Oo.
Kinokontra rin nila yung mismo nilang ube strat. And that's the thing for Onyx. You have to create something that could counter out what you're doing exactly. Kasi ganun lang yung ginagawa sa inyo ng mga teams na nakakatapat
Ano
mo.
yung bagong banana split?
Oo.
Kung
Yan
meron.
na.
Yes!
Oh,
And the level of version of Onyx, they could do something about that. Kasi nakikita ko naman on their screams and even on what they're doing then lately. Kaso nga lang, pagdating sa MPL, parang they're back to square one.
Oh.
So what's happening? Is it quick meeting na lang din talaga? Or we really need to call for rest back na nga lang din?
Two things. One, namiss ko si Dudut.
Ayun pa.
Chef Raf, in my eyes, is still a star. I love Keke, promise. Keke
Yes.
is like a younger Baloy, like a new age Baloy, kasi ang white na hero pool niya. Pero si Chef talaga. And then number two is, natutuwa ako kay Nets. sana talaga makalusot sila into the playoffs. I'm not even thinking about the other teams, right? Hindi ako nag-isip kung sino malalaglag. Pero, natutuwa ako pag nagsasalita si Reds eh. Kasi sobrang barda rin ng bata eh. Like, you just say whatever he wants. And
No filter.
That's fun. So, yun lang. I hope Onic figures it out. But against Bren, yun. I don't
Kailangan
know.
sa unang pagpasok, lalo isa na lang yung match na natitira, makuha na nila yung tamang sync. Not unlike what happened with TNC, na it was a minute too late na nung nakuha nila yung tamang sync eh.
Yun yung worst case scenario.
Yun yung masakit din, di ba? Like, we finally saw yung pinaka-final na nag-work na lineup for TNC, pero it was too late. For Onic, they still have a chance.
Yeah.
And yung chance na yan is only one chance lang.
Yeah. So, for TNC, umandar na yung biyaheng tagumpay, pero late ka na eh. Ito, it's Onic time. May time pa.
May time pa.
May tayo pa.
Pero, nanonood si Coach Dax eh. So, ewan ko lang kung papayag siya. Coach Dax, kumusta? How you doing?
Hi,
What's up?
Coach Lucky.
Ayun, Coach, ready ka na ba?
Pili! Coach, ready na
Ano
po
ba?
ba kayo? Makikinoon lang ako ulit sa media room.
Alright, we have one more team to talk about and we'll wrap up this discussion with with this team. And it's our defending MSE 2022 champions. It's the Season 9 champions. Talking about RSG Slate Philippines. And they are sitting at 18 points. Not exactly ideal, pero the highest amongst those
nakasabit.
who are still in the sabit phase. And they're going up against next play Evos and Echo, who they already beat this season, which gives them a maximum of 24 points. So pwede pa sila makasais this
Sila yung
weekend.
pinakamaganda yung like place sa mga delikado.
Pwede nilang ano lang, parang gulo-guluhin tong weekend na to and get like what, maybe 2 points and they're still okay.
And especially yung unang match na makakatapat nila is next P Evos. Diniscuss na nga natin yung disadvantages din na meron yung next P Evos. And then for RSG Slate Philippines, aside sa sobrang active ng SOCMED nila, na nagka-trending nga yung Make Bawi na nakaraan.
Na-favorite ka.
Ayun, shoutout nga pala sa admin ng RSG kasi hindi ko rin sinasadya yun. And now they're
Talina rin yung yung admin ng RSG.
And they're always using that. So this time, like, bawing-bawi eh. Nung inangat na nga nila si Ira, that's the question. Kahit tayo nalilito Especially, ito yung work natin. We're analyzing the games. Tapos tayo na mismo nga nalilito. What more?
What are you doing?
Diba? What more? The other audiences, what they are thinking. Ano nga ba? Is H2O gonna be down for the 6 na lang muna? Pasok na ba si Irad? Or, inihahanda ba nila yung sa second match nila? For Echo Proud? Papasok din ba si H2O for the next match nila next PE Boss? Ang daming scenario na nagpa-play out in our minds. How about you, JM?
Ako na napapansin ko kasi kay Coach Panda, since yun nga parang galing din ako ng academy. Meron siyang way on how to parang ano yung mga bata eh. Feeling ko yung pag-angat ni Irad, ito yung wake up call niya for H2 na. You need to step up. Kasi kailangan na sabayan mo yung iyong mga kasi hindi siya nagpe-perform. Grabe yung naging evolution din ni H2 dito, pero meron silang kailangang ma-attain na threshold na para mag-sync sila. And yung pag-angat ni Irad, yun yung magsasabi na kailangan mo ng i-double time to, maybe triple time.
It might be.
As a way of looking at it from the positive side, no, looking at the lighter side of this, it's two things. Number one, yun nga, pwede mong gamitin as a way to encourage H2 and say, H2, may irad na tayo You wanna keep playing, right? Like you wanna still be part of this. And then number two is, you have a backup plan. In case it doesn't work out, I'm sure na pag-isipan din naman yan ni Coach Tio at ni Coach Panda.
Yes.
And say, you know what, Irad has played with this lineup before. He was there for MPL-I last year?
MPL-I, siya yung...
Diba?
Yes,
Tsaka
and
si
sumayaw
Perks.
pa nga siya.
Diba?
Diba?
Actually, yun yung
On
second point ko na part kasi H2 and Irad, magkaiba sila ng playstyle.
That's right.
Kung titingnan natin yung S10.
Sobrang different.
Kasi si Irad, kung di ako nagkakamali sa MDL, parang siya yung nag-assassin talaga na pure assassin and napapagana talaga nila.
At ngayon,
Although he could also use some tank heroes.
Yeah.
Kaya
Pero
yun,
more assassin
Matin talaga, assassin talaga. And baka pwede nilang magamit in few games na makita nila, gana kaya tong lineup na to or
Exactly.
baka mapagana nila.
Tapos ngayon, utility era ni H2.
Yun kasi utility era.
Parang ang mga players kasi natin, although sabihin natin, uy, mga junglers sila, kahit pag sama-samay mo, may distinct personality sila as a person. Parang sa atin din as casters, di ba? The personality is showing through. Pagdating sa game style or play style ni Irad, sobrang tapang niya. But at the same time, matapang si H2, but at the same time, he's also thinking of other backup things while he's playing.
Yun.
Mas controlled ngayon si H2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be something that we can consider.
Yeah.
And the Raiders and the fans of MPL can consider. Now, when you watch RSG this weekend, expect nyo na mag-experiment sila. Expect nyo na dito na itatry. Because again, to be honest, they can afford to just gain 2 points.
They need 2 points only
They
kasi
can,
diba?
not even, like, they can get 1 point and then go up into their last matchup and say,
Yes?
okay ba tayo? Ano nangyari sa ibang teams? So, medyo comfortable ang RSG. Kasi I think, I'm not sure if the math checks out. If you guys want to get into more math, I suggest you go into other outlets. Recall is for the discussion. If you want to get into the math, like maglabas ng calculator and whatnot, you can watch and listen to
Manjin,
other
naglabas
sources.
talaga ng
Ayan.
May calculator talaga.
Diba? Pero si Manjin, walang Athena at JMTZ. Kaya tayo hindi tayo nagdadaldalan. If I'm not mistaken, RSG cannot touch upper bracket anymore. So, ang gusto lang nila, makalusot sa playoffs. That's why this weekend can be their, yun nga, stretching.
Or match-ups.
Lalaro na lang nila yung matchup, di ba?
And ang dami nilang masasayko na teams because of Irad.
Because of, yes!
Yeah.
Ang dami mag-overthink ng malala talaga.
Tayo nga lang nag-overthink
Ay,
na. For
na-overthink.
MDL pa lang
What
nag-overthink
more
na
sila
kami
coach
sobra.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
So,
So,
super overthink.
this weekend, as a Raider, just come in and enjoy the show. Yun na lang.
Yeah.
Pwede.
Yeah.
Pwede. Tapos abangan natin kung anong mangyayari nga ba sa ating defending MSC champions. And we'll see what they make of their last 2 matches to finally secure a playoff spot. Now, with that being said, let's wrap up tonight's show with our final segment. It's time for Guest Coin. Alam niyo na to, doon sa mga fans ng Recall who watch week in, week out, rules are simple. You just buy or sell. There will be a statement down below over here. And if you agree, you say buy, tell us why. And then if you disagree, you say sell, and then tell us why as well. Lagyan nyo na sa chat, okay? We'll put it up here. Athena, it's your first time on the show.
Yep.
Malinaw naman?
Medyo gets naman.
Sige.
Baka
So-
mag-trending na naman ako.
We'll see.
Malamang.
We'll see. Alright, so again, agree, buy. If you disagree, sell.
Sell.
Okay, si JM nakailan na yan eh. So let's start with our first one. I believe this is for MDL. Yan. May bagong lason sa MDL playoffs. Do you agree or disagree? Is there a team that will come up that you did not expect to do what they did? Kasi nga, di ba, Viper Cubs yan dati. Eh, hindi sila nakalusot, hindi sila nakapasok. Meron bang bagong lason sa MDL playoffs? Buy or sell?
Ako magbabay ako dito. Tapos ang ilalagay ko sa lason ay RSG Ignite. Dahil kay Kuzen. Kasi pwede nilang sirain yung ano ko eh. Yung Nostra ko eh. Umpisa pa lang.
In-expect mo na nga si Kozen ng jungler.
Kasi in his streams nag-ano naman siya eh. Nag-jungler siya.
Okay.
So yun na talaga. And knowing that, kasi napakasugal talaga na magpalit ka ng player
Right before the playoffs too.
Yeah. So
Yep.
kapag ka nanalo ka against Blacklist pa, Academy, lason agad yun eh. Automatic lason talaga agad yung nangyari.
Yeah. Kahit tayo na lason no decision na yun. Like, I'm not so sure what's going on. Athena?
Ako bye. Ako naman tingin ko for Blacklist. Kasi although nakita na natin, kaso isang beses pa lang naglaro si Ohad na na-witness natin. That's one series. And imagine, kapag na 2-0 na as what my prediction I mentioned earlier, di ba? 2-0 and then sa next na makakatapat nila, that's Game Lab. Sila yung unang nakalason din. Di ba?
Mas manalo
Unang
sila.
nakatalo sa Game Lab. Pwedeng sila yung maging bagong lason papasok sa playoffs.
Okay, alright. Marjosh says he believes yes, and it's gonna be brand euphoria.
Oh!
Sabi ni Marjosh. Sabi ni Karen, Biden daw, but I will disagree. I'll sell.
Ayan
Oh,
na.
I think the brackets and the projection of the teams are as is. Kung sino yung malakas, feeling ko yan na yun.
Yun.
Oh.
So-
Straightforward lang.
Oo, yun lang.
Sabi ko na, di tayo magkakabating uwi.
Like,
Which means, agree ako kay Athena na game lab nga yan.
oh.
Yan. Nothing against my baby brother. Nothing against Oheb na nag-enjoy ngayon sa Jakarta.
Kaya napaay talaga
Indo.
ako.
Na mag-akbay sila ni Chakno.
Napaay talaga ako.
Or any of our other teams like
Or baka pinapakita niya lang yun na nag-enjoy siya.
Oo, di ba?
Tapos nag-scream pala sila.
Oo, di ba?
Diba? We'll never know.
Yes. So, ayun. The fact that Omega Neos ang pinili ni Bren, sa bracketing. Sabi ni Bren, lalasunin namin yung lason.
Okay.
Alright. Marjosh, you got that. Nanonood rin ang dairy product ng Philippine Esports na si Mark Adrian Butter Season. Yan, hello. Sige, let's clear it direct. Let's go to the next statement here. This one is also still about the MDL. There are going to be new lineups to debut at the MDL playoffs. I think, on paper, by dapat to kasi meron nga naman talaga magbabago. Pero, significantly speaking, do you guys believe that there will be a new lineup that comes out? Especially from teams that you don't expect it from. Kasi I think RSG lang naman ang sure tayong may bago dito. But what about the other teams that have reserves as well?
Omega Neos.
Pwede.
Kasi may amethyst pa sila na pwedeng gamitin. Siguro, pero I will sell on this one. Feeling ko, ano na sila dyan. They will stick with Zone as their roamer.
So, besides the RSG situation?
Besides the RSG situation.
Okay.
Feeling ko sell na ako dito.
Ako sell, kasi so far, nakita na natin na that's their strongest form. Nailabas na nila yung lakas nila. And kalkulado na nila yung mga main lineup nila. So far, aside from RSG, kasi strictly speaking, matic na yung RSG. Pero for the other teams talaga, like, yun na yung magiging main five nila. Kasi, they actually tried din sa regular season such as for Bren Euphoria, pinasok na si Fall. Pero, yes, it worked out, pero mas sync pa rin kapag si Heads yung pinasok. There's also Amethyst sa kapaglaro. Nanalo din, pero they still stuck with Zone and then KLVJ onto the mid. So, ang dami na nating nakita na glimpse ng regular season to the point na ng playoffs, parang nakuha na nila or na-discover na nila yung experimentation nila nung regular season. Nag-result na into this kind of matchup.
Yeah.
Na mag-fix na sila sa main five nila.
Yeah. So, the fact lang na medyo telegraph kasi kay RSG, lahat tayo magsasell dito.
Yes.
I think Mark says the same thing, Chan says the same thing, Marjosh, ayun nga, they all have the whole disclaimer of, besides RSG, sell lahat yan. Okay, so that's right. Don't expect anything new from the MDL playoffs, guys, unless, yun nga, may mangyari na hindi natin na-expect, na baka mag-domino effect na lang din sa resulta.
Sa bagay.
Pwede pa tayo ma-surpresa, but again, that's neither here nor there. Let's move on. Sabi rin ni Shaina, sell din daw, so no new lineups. Alright? We have our next statement here, and I believe this is for the MPL this time around. Okay, balikan natin ang ating M4 World Champions, no? Na hindi sikreto naman, if you watch the past couple of weeks of competition from MPL, hindi ganun kaganda ang nangyari sa Echo. They're still winning, they're still strong, but when you compare to the rise of Brennan Blacklist, medyo up and down nga. Now, do you agree? By yourself, Echo's struggles are due to the meta shifting.
Ikaw. Naka-echo ka.
Oo nga eh.
Shoutout kay Mamich nga pala. And kay Lacartisi. And especially for struggle, I wouldn't say na due to the meta shift din. Siguro nabigla din sila on what TNC could actually show. So, I'll sell for this one.
More of the teams.
Sa teams din. Nabigla sila sa final lineup na tinapat sa kanila. And then, for the meta kasi, they have ample time na ulit to practice the current meta. So, you struggle, pwedeng na-eliminate na nila. And this is the M4 World Champions that we're talking about. Sanay ito. Nagpapalit-palit din naman ng mga heroes and as well as reviewing kung ano yung naging mistake sila para mas ma-polish nila yung mga next game sila.
I think I'll buy with this one. Na nag-struggle talaga sila due to meta shift. Feeling ko naman, kapag kami bagong meta, lahat naman kasi nag-aaral eh. And all of the teams naman is nag-struggle. Siguro ang nakita ko lang dito is baka may naunang may nakaunang team na naka-gets, kaya nakuha nila yung groove at natalo tong Echo. Pero lahat naman ng team nag-struggle pagka merong bagong patch or bagong meta. So, feeling ko yun naman, yung doon.
Buy ka?
Buy ako.
Sell si Ray Ash at si kapatid na Marjosh. they believe that the meta has relatively stayed the same. Ang rason daw ay, yun nga, dun sa talo nila na malaki is the RSG loss. It's RSG doing their homework, right? Ako, though, I think I'll have to buy. I do think it's a combination of the teams. It's a combination of, again, RSG specifically. And of course, yung sarili na lang din na comforts nung team, nung M4 World Champions natin, na parang, ay, wait lang ha, meron palang maliliit na bagay na nagbago na hindi ko na pwedeng gawin ulit. So, yeah, some people are also agreeing din They're saying buy, but as well sell. So, medyo 50-50 tayo dito.
Yeah.
This one is not as clear, but again, it looks like Echo is on the rise. I think what you said is correct na parang makapag-prepare naman sila regardless. And hindi na ulit sila pwedeng mabulaga ng ganong kadali going into the playoffs. Now, we'll move on to our next statement. And this one is about RSG this time around. This one is also still very up in the air. We're not sure. We don't know. Because, again,
Are not in game.
sino tayo parang masabi kung ano
wala
nangyayari
tayo
sa kanila. So, we're speculating lang.
Yeah.
So, do you guys believe that RSG's problems are not in-game? Hindi to maayos ng aral, hindi to maayos ng scrim. Ano nga bang nangyayari sa ating MSC 2022 champions? RSG problems are not in-game. Buy or sell?
Ako mag-sell ako dito para dito sa ano kasi nag-champion na sila with this score. It just so happened, yun nga, pumasok si H2. It's more of an in-game na na chemistry problem. Kasi nakita naman natin si Coach Panda being a disciplinarian as he is. Kaya niya yan So ibig sabihin yung mga differences nila, yun yung na feeling ko na masusort out naman at na-sort out naman yan. And bringing in Coach Tio na medyo millennial things na mas makukuha mo yung groove ng mga Ay, ito yung being may units ng psychology.
Yeah.
na parang sinapsyche ko lang siya. Coach Panda is talaga pagdating sa disciplinary actions And adding Coach Tio there, mababalance siya.
So, whatever out of game problems they have should be fixed. So, that's not it.
Yeah, I think it's more of chemistry problems. Yun yung nararamdaman ko na.
I'll also sell for this one kasi as you mentioned, diba, the addition of Coach Teo, a fresh na perspective for RSG Slate Philippines. And now na nakikita ko naman, actually parang nalilito lang din sila on what happened with TNC. Medyo same na nga lang din on what will happen kapag ito mismo yung gawin mo na natin lineup. And as well as yung execution doon sila medyo nagkakatalo-talo.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to H2O kasi newest addition nga kasi siya. So we also have to consider that one. Pero in-game, yung nakikita kong problem, not outside of the game. Kasi kung in-game, mapapansin naman natin, they're actually trying. Pero pagdating kasi sa ibang mga battles, such as the objective, and as well as yung mga gang playstyles, dun sila nadadali. So, I'll sell for this one.
And in addition lang, parang, nung una silang pumasok, kumbaga, diba, tinawag nga natin silang King Slayers, but they're not the Kings yet. Yun yung pagpasok nila Demon Kite, si Eman, tsaka si Iakno, nag-share pa. Chemistry problem din siguro dahil nagkakapaan pa. Pero nung next season na, yun na. Diba? Nag-MSC na sila nung naging stable na si Eman sa gold lane.
So, bumalik lang ulit. Kailangan lang ulit pinuhin.
Kailangan lang pinuhin talaga. And yun nga, kailangan mo lang talaga nung chemistry kasi depende sa tao merong group na mabilis nagja-jive, there are groups naman na it will take time and probably yun yung nakikita ko for artists.
And so far, yung comments din naman, diba, like H2 is at his happiest na.
Diba?
Nakita natin, even his girlfriend is supporting him.
That's right. And Raider na rin si Mika.
Nakapagpa-picture ako sa kanya, sobrang friendly niya rin in person.
Hindi ba siya yung nagpa-picture?
Yan na naman yung issue! And actually though, napansin ko naman that actually all of them, sobrang ganda ng vibes at ang gaan. Kahit pag nakikita mo sila in person, diba? I know that karamihan din sa Raiders mag-a-agree. In-game talaga.
Okay, I think I will sell as well. Kasi now that you mention it, may mga moments ako na even while I'm calling their match, I'm like, why? So alam mo yun, alam mo in-game yun, alam mo pwede lang ayusin yun sa pag-aaral, pwede lang ayusin yan sa scrim, and eventually they can execute better. Don C says, hi! Yan, idol ka raw ni Don. Chan as well, hello. And Coach V, sabi ni Coach V, this is for the Echo thing, sell. Kasi he doesn't believe in the meta. Wala raw meta, sabi ni Coach V. So, take that as you will. Alright. We have one more statement. Let's clear the board here. And this is your last chance to join in, folks. Buy or sell. This one is about MPL Indonesia. Alright?
What?
Theory lang to. We're talking about what ifs. Okay? Parang Marvel what ifs to. Onyx versus Alter Ego would not have been a 4-0.
Bye. Alter Ego.
Ang bilis.
Explain.
Alright?
Elaborate.
Naniniwala kang hindi
Bye.
masisweep ng ganyan ang AE.
Iba ang laruan ng AE. AE is more of a Philippine type, the Filipino type, the Ubestrat.
Okay.
Kasi
True.
Rasi with his hero pool, meron siyang Ubestrat tapos nung dulo, nagnatalya siya. So meron siyang Baloy-esque type X. Oh my Venus X. Ang daming
fusion.
Ang dami niyang fusion.
Ayan.
Idol niya talaga.
Rasi yung magiging X factor doon para sa akin kung mabibigyan agad siya ng prio hero niya, like yung Digi, kung mabigay, at least one game, probably magkakaroon
Even with the Natalia.
Even with the Natalia, di ba? Yun yung, nung nilabanan tong Alter Ego, parang most of the time, 4 out of the 5 bans, solo Rasi.
I agree. I would also buy kasi ang naging persona kasi ng Evos against Onyx is that parang pinipilit na ipalate game. Pinipilit nila to the point na nandun sila sa base, they're actually trying na makapitas. Kaso nga lang, Onyx, hindi nila binibitawan yung lead.
Very brand-centric.
Yes.
Brand-centric.
Exactly. And for Alter Ego, kung sila yung nakatapat ng Onyx, I would also agree na hindi siya ganun na sweet talaga. Although the result is up to you guys.
Yeah.
Ano sa tingin niyo yung person?
Oo. Ako 4-2, 4-1.
4-1, I think.
Sino kanina yung 4?
4-1.
Kanina ba yung 4?
4-1.
Sige. I will also buy. Nothing against Evos, okay? The way that they played, swak lang siguro sa Kryptonite yun ng Onyx. Pero naniniwala akong hindi rin naging full sweep yun. And I'm not saying Onyx is weak. This is nothing against Onyx either if comparing it to AE. It's just, tama, yung playstyles nila would have gelled well for a better show for the fans. Kasi, I can only really imagine, as a person who bought tickets to the Grand Finals, tapos 4 games na naman mapapanood mo, that there has to be some sort of disappointment there. Yun yung masasabi mo na parang malungkot sila or stressed sila.
Nakita mo like, that's it?
Ano ba yun?
Pero, syempre, at the same time, it all boils down to the reality na that's Onyx talaga, na nakapag-sweep talaga din ng ganun kabilis. But, siguro, I would also agree na sa iba rin comments sa babasa ko na siguro kung lumagpas ng 20 minutes and up, okay lang din.
Kaya pa ng Evos maybe.
Kaso, it was all a fairly early game na tinapos eh. So, siguro doon ang gagaling din yung like everything na sinasabi din ng mga people around the grand finals of MPL-IB.
And I think doon nag-fall yung Evos when they try to stretch it into late game. Kaso yung lineup nila is not suitable for late game. Which is doon papasok yung alter ego na kapag ka meron kang healing galing, kaya niya mag-spread to late game, kakapit. And isa sa mga na-observe ko dun sa laro ng Alter Ego compared to sa Evos is yung nga nabanggit nyo, it's very brand-centric. And for Alter Ego, kapag si Nino, kahit hindi maganda yung start niya, nabubuhat siya nila Celiboy, nabubuhat siya ni Udil.
Yeah.
Pai, I think kung umabot talaga Pai, hands up talaga para kay Pai kasi may mga times na nag-struggle yung Alter Ego, especially for Nino, si Pai yung bumubuhat sa kanya. And yun yung pagkakaiba niya, feeling ko, para dito sa side ng Alter Ego and Evos.
Yeah.
They have parang buong team, family, yung nila eh.
Yeah.
Family ang nila, parang motto nila.
Not to take away anything from Evos, right?
Yeah,
May mga games na parang walang buff si Taz, pero next game nabawi niya pa rin.
Kaya na lang.
So, iba rin naman ang endurance at mental fortitude ng Evos. So, regardless, we can only really theorize, we can only really talk about the what ifs.
Yeah.
Pero, yun lang naman yun, hanggang doon lang yun. So, with that being said, hopefully, MPL-ID is ready for the upcoming competition. Sana manonood sila ng week 8 natin. And if that's not enough, manonood sila ng playoffs, not only for MPL but also MDL. Kasi, naniniwala ako yung mga team sa MDL, palag-palag din eh.
Yeah. Kayang-kaya.
Kayang-kaya.
Lalo na game lang.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
Game lab.
Game lang. Game lang.
Game lang.
Echo proud.
Blacklist.
Dark League.
Blacklist.
Alright, so with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's
Yes.
broadcast of Recall. We're closing up the show. Sana nag-enjoy ka. Thank you so much. JPC Athena.
Yes, sobrang sarap din. chicken juicy?
Yes!
Na sobrang
Meron pa.
crunchy niya
Meron
pa rin.
pa. Oo.
Kanina pa ako.
Nahihiya lang kaming kumuha pero
Sabi,
bago
kanina
mag-start,
pa ako ganun ng ganun.
I did not expect na ganun kabilis ang ating show. Kasi kung papansinin yung oras, lumipas na pala, halos 2 oras.
Ay, talaga?
Yeah.
O sige, shoutout ko na to. Sila Boss Don, si Sierra, and Galamar, just sa mga co-talents namin.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll give you the chance real quick before we wrap up. Let everyone know where they can find you on social media. Anong next yung ganap? Maybe you have something else before the playoffs. And of course, plug nyo na rin yung MDL playoffs. JM?
You can find it at JMTZcast. Lahat ng yan sa TikTok, sa Facebook, sa YouTube, meron din ata ako. Meron din. Sa Instagram. Ayan, JMTZcast. Meron naman siya. And then, you can catch us sa Sabado, Grand Finals ng Juicy Legends, kung saan yun na yung pinaka-pinnacle feeling ko ng amateur scene tournaments kung saan naging part din yung Minana, yung mga piniidolo natin. Doon din naman sila, kumbaga, unang nakilala. So yun, pwede nyo kaming subaybayan doon. Kaya shoutout din sa mga upwards natin dyan mula sa U-level. Nandiyan si Chan, si Joshua, ang paboritong pepperoni pizza. And shoutout sa inyo.
And maraming salamat din for the invite dito sa Recall. Although it's my first episode, sana mas dumami pa ulit na ma-invite ako dito maulit. Although ang dami kong nakaing chicken juicy. Although, also you could also follow my social media pages at Athena Rica, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, IG, and my YouTube channel. Nagpo-post din ako dyan ng mga reels na ginagawa ko. Showcasing yung MDL teams natin as well as yung mga co-talents ko for MDL. Big shoutout of course sa MPL and MDL family ko, and then sa ULBL fam, kung saan mapapanood nyo po kami sa Grand Finals ng Juicy Legends, sa isa sa liga na nagpakilala sa mga hinahangaan natin mga bida ngayon. Pagdating sa mga bigger tournaments and huge scene na ngayon ng Munton MLBB community here on the Philippines. And as well as, thank you so much din po kay Coach Leo na binibigyan din kami ng tips and advices on how to further improve ourselves, 'di ba? Although we are on MDL, we are also developing ourselves din at the same time. Kasabay ng mga teams natin. At abangan niyo po yung paparating naming playoff sa April 21, 22 at ang Grand Finals sa April 23. Gaganapin po 'yan sa MDL Philippines Facebook page, online po 'yan. Kaya naman sana supportahan niyo at subaybayan niyo po 'yan. Yun lang.
Maraming salamat, Athena and JMTZ. Wishing you all the best. Busy pa rin ang mga susunod na araw.
Yes.
Kahit na next week pa ang inyong playoffs. And as for us here at the studio, thank you so much for joining us. Again, none of this would be possible without Dark League Studios. Direk Kaloy, Karen, Marcus, Carlo, everyone who makes the show possible. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Let's wrap it up. Let's take it out to the intro. We would like to say thank you to our official timing partner, TW Steel by Armory. You can use the code DLS20 to get 20% off on all non-sale items upon checkout. You can go ahead, visit the website www.armory.ph. As well, thank you so much to our partners and friends at Asus Republic of Gamers. Is it time to go ahead and upgrade your gear? Well, it's a perfect time to do so. April 15th, bumisita lang kayo sa Complink or ROG Concept Stores at SM Mega Mall to join GearFest. You can get up to 50% off on ROG gaming gear plus up to 15,000 worth of gifts when you're buying Asus ROG components and peripherals, okay? That's GearFest. Again, April 15. Mark your calendar just a couple days from now. As well, thank you so much to our official food, our chicken partner here at Recall. Chicken Juicy by Magnolia, the home of the juiciest, most flavorful fried chicken you've ever tasted. Chicken Juicy is the #1 gaming snack, and Chicken Juicy is a chicken of champions. Now, if you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, patapos na rin naman yung show, and you're still wanting more, well, go ahead, check out last night's broadcast of Chill Zone. Hosted by Toriyama, it airs every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Nakasama niya kagabi ang Rapcast ng Pinas, the duo that you don't want to miss. It was Yakuron and Yakutupe. Na-share nila ang story nila, how they came up in the casting scene, and their struggles, and how they do their work. This Chicken Juicy is getting the best of me. Go ahead, check it out. Panoorin nyo after the show na ito. As well, PBA Sports Bakbakan. I know you guys are wondering when it's going to be happening. Stay tuned to the Dark League Studios Facebook page and to the PBA Facebook page for more on that. And as well, for our friends who play Valorant, Rise of Agents is coming up. We'll be mounting a Valorant tournament for all of y'all. Stay tuned for that. As for me, you can catch me on all of my socials at LeoCastPH, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Basta kung meron pa man, makikita nyo naman yon. I'll be on this weekend. We'll be closing up Season 8 of Week 8 of Season 11, MPL Philippines. With that being said, ingat sa pauwi, maulan, and y'all have a great night. Peace out. Bye.